Lord, oh Lord. Wait for y'all to come on in here. Y'all know how I do. If you can hear me, let me see it. I'm in here working. You feel me? I just wanted to talk about some things because I posted a tweet. And apparently, some people get it and some people don't, which is fine. I'm not opposed. Let me move this, making earrings and whatnot. So this is my little workstation. But I'm not opposed to elaborating on what I said because I do want people to understand what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this. I said that any black man who says that black men don't protect black women needs to say that he himself doesn't protect black women, because if he did, he wouldn't even feel comfortable letting that statement come out his mouth, right? I wrote a whole little paragraph, little thesis, little essay in the caption that I thought was very self-explanatory, but of course, I always have to come and elaborate on my post because people be confused. This is not to say that all black men protect black women. This is not to say that black women are not in danger in a sense, that things are not happening to us. This is not to say that we are not the victims of abuse and rape and trauma and things of that nature, because we are. It has happened to black women and it is continuing to happen to black women. So this is not to negate any of those realities or any of those experiences that black women have had, just in general, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is we have to get to a point where if we're trying to hold somebody accountable, we do it in a way that is not generalizing all black men, you know? And especially as a black man, if you are a black man and you feel comfortable enough to say black men don't protect black women, you're throwing yourself into the mix. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, all the black men that I know that most definitely protect black women, I've never heard them say that statement because it would be such an internal conflict. It's like, even though I go on the internet and on Twitter and I see a lot of black women calling black men bullet bags and saying that the police aren't killing you niggas fast enough, because these are things that I've legit seen said on the internet, and not just by like bots and stuff. This is from verified accounts, people that have blue checks and that write papers and are supposed to be advocates for social justice, right? I've seen this come from these people, right? That that you could be pro-black without defending or protecting black men. Like, I've seen these type of statements. Now, me as a black woman, I would never let that come out of my mouth. I would never say anything like, black women don't love black men. I can't make that kind of statement because I myself am a black woman who loves black men. So to make such a statement would be to throw myself into that category, and I can't do that. Even though I see people saying crazy things, I cannot generalize a whole gender of people because I myself know that I'm not one who does that. So if you are in fact a black man who protects black women, how can you let such a statement come out of your mouth if that is indeed what you do? That's my question. That's my question, okay? Because it doesn't make sense to me. Because as a black woman who loves black men, I would never let a statement like that come out of my mouth, despite what I see. Despite what I see people saying on social media, despite the things that I hear, despite all of that. You know? So, I was saying that there's a method that we can demand accountability from each other without generalizing each other. We can demand that accountability. And the way we can do that is by showcasing and reiterating the beauty and the divinity of black women. Because that does two things. When you speak on the divinity and the beauty of black women, not only does it reinvigorate that feeling in black men, not only does it embolden them to want to protect us and be more active in our protection, whether or not it's in person or online, but it also puts a battery in black women's back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to give you guys an example of what I'm talking about. One of the things that I'm talking about, who I feel did this in a superb manner, and it's a black man. His name is D Smoke. he recently put out a music video called Rapture, right? The Rapture. And it was speaking on the utter and the sheer importance of black women. You know, in the video, held black men accountable without bashing them, without generalizing them. You know what I'm saying? And as a black woman, when I saw that, I felt empowered and emboldened and just, I felt important and divine as a black woman watching this and hearing this song. So the point I'm making is this: there's a way to do it without bashing people and without generalizing a whole gender of people. It's very simple. And I'm going to tell you guys the way, because a lot of times people propose a lot of problems and they don't have solutions. You guys know me. You know I've been solution oriented ever since I started this, right? So the solution is this: if we want to put a focus on the protection of black women, we have to put a focus on the beauty and the divinity of black women. The reason why we're so necessary. We don't want to say, oh, black men are so terrible and they don't protect us. Like, these type of statements do not help to inspire change. It's like if you had a child, say you had a child in school and your child was not good at math per se. They weren't necessarily good at it. That wasn't their forte. Will you then go to your child and say, you're terrible at math. You're never going to learn this. You never do it right. Something's wrong with you? Or would you encourage them and tell them, I know that this is something that you may be struggling with, but here's how we can work on it together. And it's important that you learn this because everything in this world operates on mathematics. So here's going to be some ways that you can learn it. And here's why it's important for you to know this. You need to know math because you deal with a world that deals with currency. You deal with a world that deals with money. And if you present it in a way that this is important and you have to know this, as opposed to you're stupid and you're not going to get this, the child is going to be a lot more receptive. How do I know this? Because I've taught before. I've taught children before in Sunday school and all of that. And they learned because I didn't demean them and make them feel bad about what they were doing, but I encouraged them and let them know the reason why they need to know this. You know what I'm saying? So, the fact of the matter is this: if we are going to tell black men that they need to be accountable and black women need to be protected, let us reiterate the beauty of black women. And it'll do a twofold thing, I'm telling you. It'll work in a dualistic way for black women and black men. Black men will see this and see our value in our beauty, in our divinity. And they will be emboldened and want to protect us, want to be more active in protecting us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to protect people or defend people who are constantly bashing you. If it was somebody that was on the internet that was constantly at my neck, oh, Erica sucks, she's terrible, she's horrible, I don't want nothing to do with her. Do I want to protect her? If I see somebody slandering this person on the internet, and I know this person is always talking mess about me, am I then going to come to their defense? Can we use logic and reason for 1 second here? Can we, please? Because it seems like using logic and reason is foreign to people nowadays. 2020, I'm telling you guys, has been a litmus test, and a lot of people are failing the test. You know, and in my caption, I spoke on negativity bias because a lot of people know this. Negativity bias is a real thing. People are prone to negativity, right? There'll be an article about how this man married this black woman, right? Black man married this black woman. He bought her a house, had a big wedding. Everything was beautiful. And then right next to it, it'll be an article about how a man beat up this black woman. And our minds are hardwired to be prone towards the negativity. Why? I don't even know, but that's just how human nature works, right? So we'll go to the negative aspects. And people who have a platform, people who have 100,000 followers, 200,000, 300,000, a million, whatever the case may be, we know what spikes our engagements. I know what I could do to make my video get 100,000 views. It's very easy. It's so simple. I know how this algorithm works and I work it well. I know what I'm doing. And the other people know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? But in my mind, actually mending the relationship between black men and black women is more important than my engagements. It's more important than getting opportunities and doors open for me because I speak ill of my own people. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn about my engagements, you know, Because I know what I could do. You know what I'm saying? I know what I could do. I could put out a video talking about, as a black woman, but I don't feel protected by black men. It's going to go viral. You know why it's going to go viral? Because that's the type of rhetoric that's promoted right now. And I'm beautiful. All I got to do is slap some lashes on. I know what I could do to spike the engagements if I want to. But engagements is not as important to me as creating reconciliation, a place of restoration and unity between black men and black women, because we need that right now. We're getting it at all angles. There's trying to be a wedge driven between us with this black men don't protect black women rhetoric. There's trying to be a wedge driven between us with this political stuff. Got all sorts of black people fighting amongst each other over two white men who are both terrible. They're both horrible people, but we fighting amongst ourselves over them. So this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that there are not issues within our community. I'm not saying that there are not black men who are terrible. The same way there are black women, some of them, who are terrible. We have issues on every spectrum. But if we really want healing, we can't do it with blame-centered statements. We can't do it with attacks. That's not how healing works. You don't come to someone trying to reconcile by attacking them. That's not how it works. And it's like, I know I'm not just so smart and enlightened to where I'm the only one who understands this premise. Other people know this, but they prefer not to speak on it because they won't get as much engagements as actually healing and reconciling as they would from bullshit. You know? Oh, I would just have people arguing back and forth in my comments by saying some controversial stuff. The algorithm goes up, my post goes viral, and next thing you know, more and more people are wanting to meet with me and talk and all that. You guys know I'll turn down all sorts of stuff. I'll turn down all sorts of stuff. So many of these networks hit me up talking about, oh, we want you to speak on this and Kamala Harris and how it's a win for black women. And I've told these networks, no. Because that's not how I get down. You feel me? I'd rather sit up and do this all day long, before I sacrifice my own people for my personal gain. Back to reconciliation and accountability. The way we demand reconciliation and accountability for black men and black women is by showing each other and reminding each other how beautiful and how necessary we are to each other. Because that's the only reason why there's a lack of respect in the first place. Because we have been told so much that we are invaluable we're not valuable as a people. You know what I'm saying? We've been told so much that we are less than, and we believe that about ourselves and each other. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I can't be sitting up just down in other black women or down in black men, because I see myself, you feel me, in our people. That's one of my affirmations. My book is over there. I was about to show y'all. But one of my affirmations that I say every day when I pray is that I love God and I see God in our people. You feel me? So once we begin to see each other the way that we should, once the value and the respect comes up, there will be a desire and a need to protect. And it's just that simple. And you don't get that level of value, you don't get that level of respect from attacking. That's not how that works. You do not get healing. You do not get restoration, reconciliation. You don't get any of that. Atonement. You don't get that from attacking people. So that's why this statement is detrimental, because not only is it a generalization, but it's an attack. And when someone attacks you, you go into defense mode. You're not even trying to hear what they have to say at this point. You don't even want to hear them out because you feel attacked now. And by nature, when we are attacked, we defend. So I'm not even hearing you anymore. When we tell black men, you don't protect us, attack. Guard goes up. They don't want to hear anything else we have to say. And they automatically go into defense mode and they protect themselves. We have to stop attacking each other thinking that it's going to cause some sort of reconciliation or restoration, because all it's going to do is further drive a wedge between us and further the divide. And this goes in every aspect of your relationships, whether or not it's between parents and children or siblings or whatever. If you really want true reconciliation and restoration, you cannot come into a conversation attacking a person. You have to let them know that the premise, the foundation of what we're talking about here is reconciliation. I'm talking to you because I love you and because I want better for us. Not because I want to attack you. I don't like what you're doing. I don't like what you did, but let's talk about it because I value us. You know what I'm saying? That's how that works. For people who might be confused about it. That's how it works. So that's all I wanted to say. I want to just make it real plain that no one is negating what's going on in our society, what's going on in our communities, but there's a much better way to address it than we like to, you know? And the reason why we like to address it as an attack, because it spikes our engagements and controversial statements and all that type of stuff, keeps us relevant. But that's hella selfish, and that's hella opportunistic, and we cannot continue to operate like that. We cannot continue to operate in that manner. Things have to be more important than engagements, you guys. Clout, social media, all that stuff. Like, us actually coming together and being whole as a people has to be more important than all of that. You know what I'm saying? It has to be. So please reconcile with those around you. You know what I'm saying? Please reconcile with those around you. And come from a place of love and understanding, and not from a place of attack, hurt, and pain. Because it don't work when you do it like that. I know from personal experience, it does not work when you do it like that. Okay? And let's stop saying these sweeping generalizations, whether or not it be about black men or black women. Because I'll say, like, in my post, you know, I'll have this post and then there'll be black men in the comments like, black women choose wrong. They don't choose the right black men. Here's another sweeping generalization. Let us not do that. These are all attacks and they're counterproductive. Okay? And that's all I got to say. I got to get back to these earrings because y'all been pressing me about them. I got to get back to the earrings. But let us honestly try to be better towards each other and like really reconcile, please. Instead of this social media clout engagement nonsense. You know what I'm saying? All right. And that's all I have to say. And I will pray for Nigeria as well. You know, for all of our people, you know, across the world, we have to be better. Okay. And that's all I'll say. I'm about to get off the live. I love you all. Know that. I genuinely, honestly love you all. Okay.